I can't remember a year that I feel like it's easier to name the 53 men are all certain this year.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Like, there's maybe one or two spots that you're like, all right, maybe it's Cam Jones or Cole Christensen, you know? And, like, I'm sorry, if you're getting worked up about which one of those guys it is, take a walk.
It's that football show here on KC Sports Network. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame on a Tuesday edition of that football show. We will get back to our normal schedule, I promise. This week we'll be back on Friday and then Monday leading into a game week, but then, the Chiefs play on Friday. So then we'll have something else the next week for you on Saturday. But
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get you 2 episodes. Don't worry about it. We'll make sure you get them out there. But we got to thank our partners at Ben Holiday. Bottled in Bond, Bourbon, and Holiday Distillery. I had a great time out there at Holiday Distillery with the K-State watch party.
Nice.
I might have been the only person having a good time out there considering the results of the K-State game. Nevertheless, always a good time out there at Holiday Distillery. But Matt, how are you doing? How are things in your neck of the woods?
Doing better than those K-State fans who were brawling outside the stadium.
But not only the fans. That was Avery Johnson's father and brother. Okay.
I'm aware. Wasn't great. Wasn't great. I wasn't going to name him, but yeah, it wasn't.
No, I am.
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah.
I am fine. What the hell? The weekend was good. Got to see the Chiefs on Friday. Looked like if they played their starters for 60 minutes, the Bears were about to go 80 points. So the Chiefs looked pretty good. Caleb Williams decidedly did not. But the Bears were rescued by Tyson Bagent playing the whole game as if it was like life or death.
They said, "Hey, buddy, we just paid you $10 million. We got something.
Get out there and earn your money." Yeah. And he did, to his credit. But yeah, no, the weekend was good. Just kind of hung out, relaxed. What I went to a Brewers game, and
nice, all that.
I will say actually, so the game ended up sucking because they blew the ninth inning, but it was a day, a celebration of life day for Bob Uecker.
Oh yeah, nice.
I got to tell you, it was unbelievable, man. Like, so they had Bob Costas came up to do the whole ceremony. It was an hour long for the game. Christian Yelich was speaking, the owner was speaking, but they had George Brett up there, which was pretty cool. Robin Yount was up there. It was insane, man. Like, they packed that whole place. I can't express to you what a legend Uecker is in Milwaukee. Like, he's like. He never played for the Brewers because he retired right before they became a franchise. He played for the Milwaukee Braves. He's, of course, a Milwaukee native. He's easily the most famous Brewer of all time. And the guy never even put on the uniform for the team.
Yeah.
They have multiple statues of him at the stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. But it was super cool. His family was there. Actually, really hilarious moment broke out. If you're a parent out there and you're sensitive to your kids hearing something, maybe skip the next 30 seconds. But so throughout the game, when they would go to like the end of a half inning or an inning, they'd go to the video board and they would have like, I forget her name, but the in-game Brewers,
stadium host.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, stadium host. In stadium host. She was interviewing, like there were people from Major League, like the real movie that were there, like other actors. And they'd be like, "Oh, hey, like, what's your favorite memory of Uke?" And then. So they go to I think it was like the end of the third inning, and they cut to this woman, and she's flanked by 2 people who were in the show Mr. Belvedere with Uecker, which was just like some comedy in the 80s, the last 6 seasons he was on. And they asked this woman, I forget her last name, Tracy something. She played a younger woman on the show. "Oh, what's your favorite memory of Bob Uecker?" And she's like, "Well, I turned 16 when I was on the show. And, I come out to the stage, there's all these balloons, like all over the stage, for my birthday. And I'm looking at these balloons. I'm like, why do they look funny? And somebody's like, "Oh, Uecker had a whole bunch of extra large condoms blown up. Happy birthday." The crowd just busts out laughing. Like 40,000 people simultaneously laughing their asses off. This poor in-stadium host looked like she wanted to hide.
Right.
Didn't know that was coming. Oh, okay. And she just like turned. I was like, do you have a story that won't get us all fired? Like, what's that? It was
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
It was awesome. I had the pleasure of meeting Euchre about a year before he passed away, and I got the nicest guy in the world, awesome.
Yeah.
Never met him before. Sure, he didn't remember me 2 seconds after he met me. He was like, Maddie, what's going on? Blah, blah. Made you feel like he's known you for 50 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's the man. That guy's awesome. Like, the players all would go up to him, like, someone want his autograph. It was insane. But in any event,
Right.
great job with the Brewers. That was my weekend. And now we can focus on just how was your weekend? I didn't even ask you.
It was good.
Watch party.
Yeah, it was good. Did a watch party. I had a kind of a busy Sunday when the Chiefs did trade for Derek Nnadi. There was no breaking news team, unfortunately, for Mr. Nnadi. So I apologize to Mr. Nnadi. I was out of the house. Tara and I were out at a picnic for her Orange Theory. So we got to do a little bit of a field day. Nice. Tara and I won the egg toss champs, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, we were pretty darn good at the egg toss, and we also won kickball. So we got a lot of mini trophies hanging up in the Franklin residence. Yeah, we're kind of dominating. So we're feeling pretty good heading into this week. Week of not a whole lot of action going on, but look, Chiefs do have the 53-man roster supposedly coming out today. Who knows if they're actually going to announce their full roster, because the Chiefs are notoriously late on announcing it'll be done. It'll be turned in. Yes. They won't announce it until maybe if we're lucky. They might announce it Wednesday at midnight on their website with no tweet. That's might be how it goes about it. But nevertheless, you guys don't need us to predict the roster. We're not doing that here.
But Mahomes is going to make it.
Yes. Holmes, lock.
Yeah, I think he's good. Kelsey. Jones, bubble.
Right, yeah.
Surprise cut.
So
I look forward to the one person on the YouTube comments who took that seriously.
Yeah, shout out to everybody on the YouTube. YouTube popped off last week, so appreciate you guys locking into us on the YouTube. We do appreciate that. Should we share the behind the curtain of that YouTube episode? I think.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. I would have done it on the.
Yeah, you wanted to do it on the show, but I was a little hesitant. Yeah, Matt and I recorded that podcast in the third quarter of that game. It was after halftime. I think you and I were texting, and you're like, "We should just rip this right now because we're only going to talk about the starters." And I was like, "That's actually a really good point."
If you go back and watch that show, we never reference who won.
That's true. That's true.
Because we didn't know who was going to win the game. I almost at one point when they were playing 7-10, like, oh, Chiefs won.
Yeah.
And thank God they did that. But yeah, look, I did that on my own pod the week prior, and we were texting about it. I was like, yeah, I did the post-game show at the middle of the third quarter. This is just pointless. Who cares? And as we're watching this Bears game unfold, we were texting. I was like, you got to do the post-game show too after this with Swanson and Elaine. That's like, this is ridiculous. Like, what? We're not talking about any of these guys who are in this game right now because they're all getting cut.
Right.
So we can do this and nobody's getting cheated out of anything. So yeah, if you want a little like down goes the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we basically did that like coming out of halftime. And 10,000 views. Thank you.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Apparently everybody felt good about it. I didn't see one comment and they're like, I bet these assholes did this in the first.
Yes. I was waiting for it. Like I saw there was like 66 comments at one point. I was like, oh no, now there's like over 100 comments, but I was like, oh no, somebody's definitely gonna. It was probably the spot where we both kept looking over at our TVs when the Bears were
actively watching the game track.
Right. I know for sure someone was gonna catch that.
I would look at some point, even though we're not scheduled to do a post game show. Well, maybe you are. I'm not, but during the season. At some point, if the Chiefs are annihilating some team, like 30-0 in the third quarter, we just jump on, just do a live show during the game. Welcome to a post-game show. It's 30-0 with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter.
This shit is over. We'll call it That Football Show post-game show, and then we can still do the KCSN post-game show, the proper one. But this one is That Football Show is for the people. You guys know that. We're the for the people show.
I feel like people, and maybe I'm wrong. If you're a fan out there and you feel like I'm wrong, you can feel free to correct me. I feel like people appreciate that because they're like, listen,
yeah,
I get it. Like, I would have done the same damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't have any Carson Steele takes from the fourth quarter of that Bears game.
Actually, I do remember one thing is that early on in that podcast, you said Carson Steele didn't play at all. And then, then he came in and you said, actually, he did come in and play in the fourth quarter. That was an incredible save by you, by the way. I thought that was hilarious.
All of a sudden, I'm watching the game, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, they brought this guy in with 5 minutes left. Like, Elijah Mitchell wasn't going to get a little mop-up duty there? Oh, my God. The Chiefs kill me.
Yeah.
Steele in the Seattle game like he's Walter Payton.
Right.
The guy's in there the entire game. And everybody's like, oh, he must be making the roster. And then they come out for the third game, and Andy Reid treats him like he's some, fan they yanked out of the fifth row.
Right.
I'm like, all right, get in there. Let's see what you got. I will say, because look, we're not going to predict the rosters. I know other shows have. And by the time this goes out, I mean, it would be good for like 5 hours or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But I will say, in all the years that I either covered the NFL in general for SI or prior to FanSide, or when I was just like really focused on the Chiefs, and I ran Arrowhead Addict for a few years, I can't remember a year that I feel like it's easier to name the 53-man roster than this year.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Like, there's maybe one or two spots that you're like, all right, maybe it's Cam Jones or Cole Christensen, And like, I'm sorry, if you're getting worked up about which one of those guys it is, take a walk. Do something, right?
Like, some
see
grass.
the sunlight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're worried about that, you got nothing to worry about. However, I'll tell you something I am worried about, because I said on this program, as you would say, a week ago, I was like, if they trade for Derek Nnadi, I am going to have commentary.
By the way, that was the most predictable move of all time.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And they did it. They traded for Derek Nnadi. Now, they basically had like the inverse of the Sky Moore trade, which is like, in 2027, we'll move 10 spots. And that's what that deal was.
Yeah.
I am here to tell you I am actively irate over this move. Like, I know there are a bunch of fans out there who are going to be, hey, brought him back, knows the system. Great. Like, all kidding. So I'm not enraged, but I really I don't get the amount of people. I know we were talking before the show, and you had people who are like, hey, they needed help on the interior.
Right.
I'm not saying this to be facetious. Like, is he help on the interior? I mean, he played 20% of the snaps last year on defense and did nothing.
Right.
Like, literally nothing. If anyone out there who's like, well, wait a minute. Like, Derek Nnadi, he was a contributor last year. I remember seeing him do X, Y, and Z. No, he wasn't. He had, do you know how many tackles he had last season? Solo tackles?
Solo
tackles. And he played in all 17 games. So it was like he was like hurt half season.
14.
How do you feel about 3?
Wow.
Yeah. He had 3 solo tackles last year. In hold on, let me pull it up for you. In 221 snaps, wow, he had 3 solo tackles.
That's your run stuffer you just got.
No tackles for loss, no quarterback hits, no sacks, no forced fumbles, no fumbles recovered.
That's not good.
So, with all due respect, nothing against Derek Nnadi. He seems like a great guy. Like, genuinely does seem like a great guy. But, like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I'm not exactly jumping for joy here. They're like, hey, they shored up the interior. Like, did they? I feel like this move, like, makes Jerry Tillery, like, a bubble guy. And I'm looking at Jerry Tillery from last year, and Jerry Tillery also played 17 games. And had 3 quarterback hits, a tackle for loss, 28 tackles, 13 of them solo. Like, now, granted, he's more of a D end, and that might be why they did this. Because they're like, yeah, look, he's got the size to play D tackle, but he's more of an, like, it's like, I don't know, like, he doesn't really have a position where, like, Nnadi to his credit, he does. Like, he's a nose tackle.
Right, yeah. And they don't have a ton of those guys on there. Is the other part. Like, it's Pickett.
And apparently Norman Lott.
They're trying to add 170 pounds to his frame, and that's why he hurt his ankle.
Hey, Norman. Hey, Omar. How do you feel about bulking up? Like, oh, you want me to gain like 5 pounds? How about 100?
Right.
Like, what if we just feed you nothing but like ground beef, rice? Yeah, it's just bulk season, but like
Oh yeah,
35,000 calories a day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the thought process there is.
Yeah, their thought process with the D-line's always been kind of a little bit wonky, though, right? I mean, Chris Jones skews the math, obviously, because of what Chris Jones is. But it would be nice to have a little bit of a traditional thought process and still have Chris Jones on top of it, right? Like,
That'd be great.
that would be ideal. But I'm with you. So I tweeted out, somebody was I obviously didn't do the breaking news team for Derek Nnadi. Wish I could have been there to talk about it a little bit. I actually talked about the Derek Nnadi news in the Sky Moore breaking news team because I was like, hey,
Oh
can
my God.
you believe that?
It's basically like they traded Sky Moore for Derek Nnadi.
100% is 100.
Both thrilled and physically ill. Like,
Yeah.
What did they do? Like, by the way, McCole Hardman, like, not a lock to make the Packers roster.
He can't. They have too many wide receivers. They're already going to keep 7 of them.
Bro,
they cannot.
The second Rice gets suspended, you know who they're signing.
No, they cannot. Oh, is Hollywood also hurt too? Is that what we're calling? Is that what we're saying, Hollywood?
No. I'm saying they, of course, will not have Hardman on the opening day 53 man.
Right. Yeah.
But when Rice gets suspended,
You're right.
and they have a spot open on the roster, McColl's coming down.
Yeah.
That is the easiest. Like, as they're announcing the suspension, McCole Hardman's going to be walking with his key card.
McCole Hardman might be added to the Chiefs practice squad because he's a vested veteran and can just choose to sign wherever he wants if he does get cut. So that's the other part about the Derek Nnadi thing that it drives me insane, is that he's a vested veteran and he was definitely going to get cut.
Yes.
So why did you give up? I understand it's like a peanuts pick, right? Like it's a half stock vending machine pick. Why are you giving it away though? Do they not think he was going to come back to Kansas City? Like, what? It's not like a contract thing either. He signed for the league minimum.
Yeah, no. It's like, were you really that worried there was going to be a bidding war?
Yeah, I'm getting too worked up about this. I promise.
Was somebody coming in?
Right.
Like, hey, Derek, $4 million with escalators. Like, who was doing that?
You think he probably would have got that in free agency if that was going to happen? Nobody wanted him.
Yeah, no, and then like the Sky Moore thing, which he's not a vested veteran.
Correct.
So he's got to go through waivers because you have to have 4 years of service. I think it is
4. Yeah.
So he would not have, like, the Niners gave up this pick. And I'm thinking to myself, was he getting claimed? Like,
no shot.
Like was somebody like, Sky Moore, get him?
Well,
and then by the way, I swear to God, I'm not picking on him. The first tweet I see about him, during the preseason game is from a Niners beat guy, and he's like, Sky Moore dropped the ball on 3rd down.
Yeah.
Man.
He had 3 catches in that game, to be fair.
I honestly didn't know that.
But did not catch the first 2 passes that were thrown to him.
Oh, there was a second drop.
I think there was a second drop that hit the Sky Moore's hands. I do think that there was a second one.
I honest to God, I mean this. I honestly
league penalty too. Yeah.
I honestly hope it works out for him. I really do. Like, he seems like the nicest guy in the world, but man, buddy.
Oh,
just get the ball. Like, it's been a challenge.
It has been, and shout out to the guy who left a comment about us talking about Sky Moore. He said we talk about him too much, but some things you can't quit, guys. Some things you just can't quit. Sky Moore might be one of them.
Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, are you really that hard up about it? We're like, yeah, no more Sky Moore talk. Like, but like, what do you want me to do? Sit here and break down some Cam Jones tape? Like, the point of this show is that it is both informative but also somewhat ridiculous. Like, that's the entire point. You know how many times we've come up with an outline for this show? 0. That's the point. Like, the entire point of the show is to have a good time. I stopped making fun of like situations like that. What are we doing? I'm going to quit doing the show. Like, I'm not. If you want tape breakdown, you got Swanson and Lane who can handle it for you. Craig Stout can handle it for you.
Yep.
Like, if you're listening to the two of us or like Briscoe, you know, like
Right.
you're probably getting a mixed bag of things. Like I would not expect, you know, like if you're watching this, you know, like I wonder what Matt thought of. I wonder what Matt thought of Cooper McDonald's stance and how did he fire out of that? So it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's what I've got for you.
I think that's great. There's actually 2 comments. I want to read them. Give them a shout out. Music Mike 9870. STFU about Sky Moore. Y'all unbearable with the constant butching. He misspelled bitching about him. He gone now. Shut up about him, please. He misspelled him as well. Thank you, Music Mike. Second one from Scott Vansel. It blows my mind how grown men who have never worn an NFL jersey, not true. I wear NFL jerseys on this podcast all the time. Have got to be assholes to a young kid because it didn't work out. At least he made the NFL.
Bro, see, like that comment, people like that kill me. Bro,
Yes.
listen. No one's being an asshole. Like, I have said 100 times on here and anywhere else, like, I hope for his sake, he has
100%.
a long career.
100%.
Rooting against the guy personally, but like, I am paid to watch football with my eyes open and give an opinion.
Yeah.
And my opinion is that Sky Moore seems like a hell of a guy, and I'm rooting for him personally. He's not been good. Like, what do you want me to? It's, you know, it's the same thing that I get all the time being, you know, working nationally for SI, and I'll get like a Bills fan who says to me, "We're just a homer with the Chiefs." What do you want me to do? Pick somebody else? All they ever do is win. Like, I was on the radio the other day, and you know, it's that time, it's the predictions time of the year.
Oh yeah.
So I had somebody ask me, "Who are you taking out of the NFC?" And I was like, "Well, listen, if Stafford's healthy, I'll take the Rams." I'm like, it's fairly open ended.
Well, Stafford died. I don't know if you saw that conspiracy. They replaced him with a clone.
It is concerning. But I'm gonna roll with it until proven otherwise.
That's fine. No, I think it's good. I think it's a good call.
Yeah. And then I was asked my AFC pick, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna take the Chiefs until like anybody beats them.
Right. Yeah.
And the host was like, well, you know, I mean, at some point it's gotta happen. I was like, okay, great. Let me know when some point happens.
Rather be late than early.
They are literally a bad half of football in the 21 season from going for the 7-peat in the AFC right now.
Right. Yes.
The 7-peat. So, like, yeah, no, I'm sorry if I don't take Denver as a frisky choice here. Like, I'm taking the team that kicks the teeth in of everybody in the AFC every year. And it's just, you know, but it's like, it's not being a homer to pick that. They do it all the time. Like, I'd be dumb not to pick that if I actually want to be correct. And it's the same thing as the Sky Moore stuff. Like, look, I'm not sitting here actively rooting for the guy not to play well, but yeah, if he goes out and drops passes and fumbles kickoffs, like, what do you want me to do about it? I mean, yeah, sure, I could just not talk about it, but up until a week ago when he was on the roster, seems kind of pertinent. And like, yes, now I guess I don't have to talk about it if he's on the Niners. I got news for you. Like, if he has an 100-yard game, I guarantee you I'll come on here and give him credit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm also not going to sit here every game and be like, hey, what was Sky Moore's box score? Like, I'm not going to do that either. But man, to get that jacked up about it, breathe. It's okay. I promise you, he's fine. He's making plenty of money, and he's in the NFL. He's done okay for himself.
I do want to thank everybody who did leave positive comments on there, because I do think that there's a tendency to highlight negative comments, but there was a lot of positive comments on that video. So thank you guys so much for that.
Actually, there really were. I give you credit for finding a negative comment.
Yeah, I know.
But those people are also funny to just to go after.
It is fun. I also see a comment from Carl Young who says, "Is that Tucker Franklin's living room or the KCSN lobby? I can smell the ass and dog now." Hey, dude, this is my basement. This is the cave. This is the main cave. You might be seeing it a little bit more now on KC Sports Network during middays. A little tease. I think that announcement should be out by the time this podcast airs. But
there you go.
You guys will see. But yeah, I think Matt, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, this roster's pretty much straightforward. Do you think? I guess is the only question that I really want to ask before we hit a break and then kind of hit some more national things. Do you think the Chiefs make any more moves? You think they make any trades? Do you think they try to trade anybody in the bottom of the roster? The NFL right now is seemingly in like kind of a crazy frenzy for bottom roster moves, just kind of all over the place. The Raiders have made a ton of moves.
Yeah, actually, before we can we just have a moment about the Raiders trading a 5th round pick for Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, well, yes, I think that's great because teams keep giving up real assets for Kenny Pickett, who stinks. He's bad. He's not a good football player.
You know what I don't understand about this? In all seriousness, if the Saints had gone out, and well, the Saints are a bad example since they gave up like 2 first-round picks for Devon Vele. Okay, but like, let's say they hadn't done that.
Yeah,
and they gave up a 6th rounder for Pickett. I'd be like, okay, I get it in this sense. You got 3 super young quarterbacks, and Kellen Moore and Pickett were together in Philly, and like he can help him on the offense. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Why the hell are the Raiders giving up a 5th round pick for Kenny? First of all, I know O'Connell's injured at the moment. I get it.
Yeah, broke his wrist.
Is he better than Aiden O'Connell?
No,
he's probably not. Secondly, it's a 5th round pick. Like that's maybe a top 150 pick. Like that's not nothing.
Yeah, especially how bad the Raiders are gonna be.
I've got news for the Raiders. Okay, probably not good anyway. But let's live in a world where you're competitive. Okay, fine. If Geno Smith gets hurt, you're fucked anyway.
That's true.
Like Kenny Pickett's not riding in on the white horse and saving the team. I hate to tell them, like that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. And it's not like he's sitting behind a young kid. Geno Smith is 87 years old. Like he's a veteran's veteran. Like what? So like what is Kenny Pickett going to go in there and help Geno Smith? Who also, by the way, knows the system and Kenny Pickett doesn't? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It feels extremely bizarre. I don't understand why would you go up a 5th? If you were going to do this, here's an idea. Just keep Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
I don't understand what we're doing here.
They're still paying Gardner Minshew, so.
They are. Chiefs literally are paying like the minimum while the Raiders pay the rest of his contract.
Right.
I don't understand why the Raiders did that. And then Jacoby Myers now apparently wants out because they won't pay him. And I don't blame the Raiders for not trading him, but it's also like at this point, you have Brock Bowers who's awesome.
Right. Great football player. Love him.
If you don't have Jacoby Myers, I have no idea who's catching a pass for you outside of Brock Bowers.
Trey Tucker. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Trey Tucker.
You. I mean, that is like the Raiders are paying nobody on this team. They couldn't give Jacoby Myers like a 2-year, $35 million extension.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like you're paying Colton Miller, Max Crosby, the ghost of Christian Wilkins.
God bless.
And whatever the hell they're paying Geno Smith.
It's been pretty quiet on the Christian Wilkins front.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what really happened there.
Right. Yeah,
just immediately went away. It's like I've covered this league long enough to know that when something goes that quiet, that fast, it's because it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
The Raiders did draft Jack Bash.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not good. I thought he was a tight end, actually, truthfully, so I'm kind of surprised he was a wide receiver.
I think he's listed as a tight end for them, isn't he?
No, he's listed as wide on our lads that I'm looking at right now. He's listed as a wide receiver.
Okay. I thought because I actually saw somebody like a beat right there. They said he was like playing as a tight end, but okay, yeah, that's fine. Either way, they just signed Amari Cooper, by the way, for 1 year and like $3.5 million.
Oh, that's who's going to catch passes.
Yeah, he's not good anymore.
The shell of Amari Cooper.
Yeah. By the way, Amari Cooper is 31 years old. Like time passes quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, the Raiders offensively are Brock Bowers. They are obviously hoping Ashton Genty, and then absolutely nobody if Jacoby Myers isn't there. Like
the right
Dante Thornton Jr. is currently a starter at receiver.
Right. Yes. They have a right tackle named DJ Glaze. That sounds like a really shitty DJ name. That's an opener for another opener. When you go to a concert where they have 2 openers, DJ Glaze is the first one up. Oh
my god! Yeah, I don't know. apparently, like Jackson Powers Johnson also, like, they're not, like, thrilled with how it's gone in camp. And it's like, this guy's a second-round pick a year ago.
Oh, they have Alex Kappa, too. I forgot they have Alex Kappa.
Alex Kappa, who ranked dead last in every metric of PFF last year for guards. The Raiders immediately signed him to a multi-year contract. The Raiders like, wait a minute.
The organization.
He fits in with us. It's like, okay, come on in.
Gosh, that is insane. But anyway, yes, there's been a lot of deals being done for bottom of the roster talent.
Yes.
Because I do think it has to do with like this one cutdown day. From my understanding, from what I've been hearing, like people don't like this. Like the league does not like the single cutdown day of like one day where you have to cut down the whole entire roster.
So I think total chaos.
Right. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these deals being done across the league and to kind of fill out the bottom talent and depth part of the roster. The Eagles made 3 trades and they acted like Howie Roseman was a genius, but literally if any other team in the NFL did that, it would not register for anyone. I just think we're just kind of giving Howie Roseman a little bit too much credit for being like no, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good GM, but he also just does whatever's like popular with like the Twitter and like football Twitter. And then everyone's like, oh, it's a great move. This is a phenomenal move.
Listen,
I'm tired of it.
I learned a long time ago that if you satisfy the masses on NFL Twitter with your personnel decisions, you're probably going to fail as a GM. So Howie Roseman might be the only person who's defied that.
That's a great point.
Because
it also helps when you just draft Georgia players.
Yeah, and he's done some money of that. I always think it's funny. Like every year, draft Twitter is the worst group of people on it. Okay, and if you're part of draft Twitter, know that you're the worst. They're the worst, most insufferable people. Like I can't tell you how many times I'll see somebody. Look, I'm not. And by the way, I'm not talking about the people who sit there and watch some stuff and they're like, yeah, I like this guy. That's fine, whatever, cool.
Yeah,
it's the people, and yes, the guys, frankly, who are like, I don't know how anybody could watch this receiver at Temple and not think that he's a 3rd-round pick. And then they get like super defensive and offended when you're like, yeah, listen, that guy's going like the 7th.
Right.
No, you don't know ball. You don't know ball. I looked at his hip flexion the other day.
Right. Yep.
And it's like, yeah, listen, that's cute. And I went to the Senior Bowl and talked to like 7 different scouts there. And they were like, yeah, this guy's an a-hole and doesn't understand what a route is.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, good luck that guy's getting taken in the 3rd round, champ. Like, there's more to it than, or like, I've also had guys, it's like, man, that guy, 6'4", 220, everybody's sleeping on him. And then you talk to like some GM, you're like, yeah, and he turns like a semi-truck.
Mm-hmm. Like,
he's not going to like the 5th round. And, I remember, not to pick on him, because honestly, he's not a player, but you remember years ago, I think it was coming out of Iowa State, Akeem Butler, the receiver.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He ended up going like the 5th round or something in Arizona. He hung around the league for a few years. There were people on Twitter, like vehemently out for blood arguing that he was a 1st-round pick. And as the rounds went on and he wasn't getting chosen, people were like, people are going to get fired for this. It's like, well, yeah, it should be you.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
You know, as it turns out, like all these other people are, and it's the same thing. I feel like we could, I guess, cut the break, but like
that's fine.
It's the same thing with Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, I want to talk about him a little bit more. So I think that's a good tee.
All right, let's go to break. That's a good tease. For once in my life, I did something professional.
That is a good tease. Well, let's go to break because I do think that there's a lot of meat on the bone there that we can get into that. But I do also want to ask you if the Chief before we get to break, you don't have to tell me who you think it's going to be. Do you think the Chiefs make any other moves, whether trading anyone away or trading some?
Not of consequence. No, not really.
Okay, I don't think so either. But I just wanted to get that on the record so we have it here on That Football Show. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders, the Browns' handling of the Shedeur Sanders situation, and people's reaction to the Shedeur Sanders situation, because, boy, howdy, we're going to make a meal out of it. Let's take a break. We'll be back on the other side. Chiefs.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
Just a short drive from Kansas City, Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
Success in real estate takes more than vision. It takes the right financial partner. When someone takes something rundown and turns it into something great, that's called a comeback story, like Brain Group. They take distressed properties here in KC, completely rework them, and then turn them into valuable real estate. But that kind of work needs the right bank behind it. Enter Emprise Bank. They're not about cookie-cutter loans. They saw Brain Group's vision, backed them, and now they're making big moves in Kansas City real estate. Talk about your partner in possible. Emprise doesn't do one-size-fits-all financing. They invest in potential and back growth. Visit emprisebank.com/KC to learn more. Emprise Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What is good, everybody? It is your guy, Benny Heiss, KCSN betting analyst, and I want you to take that slow, deep breath. Inhale, breathe out with one word, football. Are you feeling it? You take that sweet, sweet scent of grass and pigskin in. I'm ready. I know you're ready. It's going to be an absolutely awesome season together, and especially for all of you Missouri residents. Well, it's time to get your popcorn and your phones ready because the wait is almost over. It is coming, people. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon. You say show me, I say state. Later this football season, everything that you love about playing on DraftKings Sportsbooks, whether it be the sides, the totals, spreads, props, same-game parlays, you name it, DraftKings Sportsbook is going to elevate your already great game day experience here with KCSN. And by the way, even if you don't get in on kickoff, no sweat, you can still take advantage of live in-game betting, payouts that are faster than Xavier Worthy, just absolutely hustling down the sidelines, getting a bomb from 15. And so all from the comfort of your own home, your phone, wherever you want to be, you'll be betting with the top-rated sportsbook that is safe, secure, and trusted by millions of Americans across the country. So let's talk a little Chiefs. Time to put your money where your mouth is, right, Heiss? Well, what are we going to get out of the Chiefs this year? Where's some value in the futures market? I'm going to give you a play I don't just like, but I love. So my top Chiefs future over at DraftKings is Patrick Mahomes to go over 4,000 passing yards at -125. Here's the thing about Mahomes. He's had one full season where he hasn't hit the 4K mark. That was last year. The year in which everything that could have gone wrong at receiver pretty much happened, and he was still just 72 yards short. On average, over 17 games, Mahomes has thrown for 4,911 yards per season, so you can even go for over 4,500 yards at +300 at DraftKings Sportsbook if you decide to do so. It's 2015. I expect more shots downfield. There's going to be an improvement on that average yards per attempt, down nearly 2 full yards from the last 2 seasons. He's going to have more time to throw. It's a better offensive line. You're going to see some more big plays downfield, more big plays, more yards. Give me the Mahomes over at -125 on over 4,000 yards for the season. So again, here's what you're going to do. You're going to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Be sure to use the code KCSN as you get ready for sports betting to launch right here in Missouri. Plus, you'll be first in line for exclusive promos, can't miss offers, and much, much more. That's code KCSN. KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook, subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
Matt, Shedeur Sanders is making people lose their minds, losing their absolute goddamn minds.
Yeah.
Look, you and I both have been on the record on this podcast of saying we don't think Shedeur Sanders probably should have been picked in the 5th round. He probably should have been picked a little bit before that. And but we don't think he should have been a 1st-round pick either. Like, that's also, I think, clear. He probably should have been picked before Dylan Gabriel. But I will say, Dylan Gabriel has played better than him this preseason.
I didn't say he's outplayed him.
He has outplayed him this preseason. The Browns have not made it easy, I don't think, for Shedeur Sanders. Have not made anything easy. But the reaction to how Shedeur Sanders has played has not been logical.
No, God, no.
And frankly, sometimes I'll see some tweets from former NFL quarterbacks about the situation, and I it makes me think that I'm going crazy. Why are we like? It just doesn't make sense.
The biggest, I have two huge problems with this whole thing with Shedeur Sanders. And by the way, neither one of them are about him.
100%. Yes, this isn't about Shedeur at all.
That dude's just out there playing football.
Yeah,
I don't have an ounce of problem with anything involving Shedeur Sanders, you and me.
right.
The conversation about him is so dumb that it's actually painful. Okay, first of all, if his name was not Shedeur Sanders, and his name was Shedeur Stevenson, nobody would give two shits about anything that's gone on with him in the preseason so far. Good. He hasn't been awful. He hasn't been good. In the game against Carolina, he was fine. He was fine. Like, I would even give it, you won't even say like slightly above average. Cole, he was fine. And then against the Rams, he was 3 for 6 for 14 yards and was sacked 5 times. Okay? And if you don't watch those cut-ups of him, a couple of those sacks are not on him, and a couple of them are. Like, he's just holding on. And one of the sacks was ridiculous. He kept scrambling back, and finally, he's got sacked for like a 20-yard loss. Look, right now, he's just a guy. Like, that's what he is. And I'm sick and tired of all these people who, frankly, like, I hate the whole, it's clickbait. But in this case, it's this engagement farming bullshit with these people who know a hell of a lot better. Like, is it a conspiracy? It's like, what's the conspiracy? That he's a backup playing with other backups? Is that your conspiracy? Like, what?
Yep.
What is the argument for this? Yes, you're a genius. Everybody out there is a third stringer playing with, you guessed it, a third string quarterback. The fuck do you think they were going to do? Play a bunch of starters with the guy?
Right.
Like, what do you think was it? You know, when Bailey Zappi comes in, the Chiefs aren't trotting out Travis Kelce. Like, he plays with the third stringers.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's football. That's the way it works. You know, there's no quarterback in the NFL who's a backup, which is what he is right now. There's no quarterback who's a backup who's playing with the ones in practice or in a preseason game.
Right.
The one does that. That's the point of having guys who are number ones. That's the idea. So this notion that, like, he's getting railroaded by the Browns is just bunker. The Browns haven't had a quarterback worth anything since Bernie Kosar. You think they're sitting there with Stefanski holding on to his job by his fingernails right now? Like, hold on a minute. We think this guy's got the goods, but let's tamp him down and screw around and make sure we ruin his career.
Right.
It's the dumbest argument on the face of the. I really feel like, as great as the internet's been for a lot of things, the internet has brought to light how dumb people are. And some of these people really, I mean, the takes are so bad from big platforms.
Yes.
That it's like, look, man, it's not even that it's a bad take. It's a wildly irresponsible take.
Mm-hmm.
It's a take that would get most people, like, reprimanded at their job for having. Like, if I wrote a column for Sports Illustrated saying, I think the Browns are actively trying to sink Shedeur Sanders' career because he's a backup playing with backups, I honestly, God, think I'd get fired. Like, I can't, that, or they'd be like, Matt, you need to take a week off because you need to, like, your brain is starting to melt out of your ear. There's just no world that anything that's happened to him is not happening to every other player at his station of his career. Like, right. This is what happens. And the idea that, like, by the way, I'll even say, Jordan Schultz had a tweet out the other day about Shiloh Sanders, who's a safety for the Buccaneers.
Well, was
Shedeur's brother. And it was like, unbelievable. They threw him out. And I'm like watching this video, right? They're playing against the Bills. I'm thinking, like, wow, this must be pretty bad. Like, George really laying into it. Mm-hmm. He punched the guy. Like, anybody's getting thrown out of the game for that. He cold-cocked this guy in front of an official.
Yep.
What are we doing? If this is anybody else, nobody cares. If Mike Edwards did that, you'd be like, well, yeah, he got thrown out because he
Isaiah Pacheco did do that against the Packers that one year and got tossed out.
Yeah, like, that's what happens.
Yes.
If you punch a guy, you get ejected. Like, it was, I don't know, man. I really, like, some of these tweets, I just look at it and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, is this serious right now? Like, are you just trying to get, like, some money from X? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, my favorite is I'll say who it is. RG3 saying that he played with the 5th string offensive line, and he said he played with the 5th string guard and 7th string tackle and the 10th interior offensive lineman on the roster. But he's just like looking at a chart and didn't realize that like there's 2 tackles and 3 interior offensive linemen on
Christmas tree.
He did. Shout out Jeff, good friend of the, obviously that KCSN because he did some post game stuff with us last year. He did. He was like, "You're an idiot." He said, "Do your research."
As if there's a 7th string. I'm like, hell, they heard something. You played the league.
Yes,
A 7th string tackle. Have they expanded the rosters to 200? Like what?
it's just bad faith, is all it is. It's people are in like doing this in bad faith. It's not like good faith, and ultimately this hurts Shedeur. Here's the thing: that people are doing this to like try to come to the defense of Shedeur. It's not helping. It's not. And like I see this. I think Shedeur he showed a lot of the stuff in that last preseason game. Why people didn't really love him as a quarterback prospect, right? At Colorado, he did this all the time where he bailed at the back of the pocket. Like he is slow on his decision making. Like that's why people didn't like him coming out of the draft. Like didn't think that he was a first round quarterback, I should say. And he showed that, and like that's fine. Like he is what he is, and like people know that. But man, to act like this is some grand conspiracy theory, it's not just like this event, right? Like we just talked about how people think like the Chiefs, like the refs help the Chiefs, right? Like people are always going to cook up some grand conspiracy theory about why someone that they like isn't performing well, right? That's what they're going to do. And here's the thing: like everything is a conspiracy theory if you don't understand anything.
Yes,
and that's what's happening.
Which America proves on a daily basis.
Right.
Yes. Well, that's why QAnon existed and exists. Okay. I think JFK is going to show up. Like, I got to tell you, he's not gonna. I mean, look, the RG3 thing is a good example, and it's right. Like some of this stuff is just crazy. Like, what are we doing? I mean, look, not to pick on him, but yeah, he had a tweet about how like Shedeur Sanders was never given equal opportunity to compete with Dylan Gabriel. Like, Robert, they got to put somebody out there with the 2nd string and somebody out there with the 3rd string. And by the way, that's bullshit because Dylan Gabriel, if memory serves right, wasn't he a little banged up? And he didn't play in that game against Carolina.
Yeah, he didn't play in the first one because he had a hamstring. I think it was.
He was banged up. He didn't play. And so, like, this game against the Rams, okay, in case anybody's curious.
Right.
Flacco started the game for the Browns and went 9.
Is their starting quarterback. They did name him the starting quarterback.
Correct. He's a starting quarterback. So, this past game, Flacco started. The game prior to that was against Philadelphia, and Shedeur had the oblique and didn't play in the game. So I'm not going to say who this was. Somebody of significant prominence in the NFL community was like, they should have just played him anyway. I'm like, no, they shouldn't have. Like, an oblique injury. What the hell? Like, what? So, yeah, apparently now the guys are supposed to. And then, by the way, had he have played and he was like 2 of 11 with 3 picks because he was hurt, it would have been like,
eviscerated.
Yeah. He's hurt. Yeah, disingenuous as hell. But in any event,
it is.
So Gabriel played in that game against the Eagles backups. He and Tyler Huntley were the only quarterbacks that played in that game. He did start that game, and he went 13 of 18 for $143, and he also had a pick 6. And then in the first game,
bad one,
yeah, it was a really bad one, yeah. And then against the Panthers, Shedeur Sanders played that game. Like, I don't know what we're talking about. Like,
right.
So they literally both started a game and then both played as backups in the third game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were they supposed to do? By the way, if you go to ESPN right now and you go to the Browns page, the leading story is from an Anscape roundtable. Did Shedeur Sanders, in all caps, get a fair shot with the Browns? Like, what the fuck were they supposed to do? I mean,
yeah.
I feel like, too, the other side of this, we can move on, but like the other side of this, too, is let's live in a world where they were just like, cool, we're going to start him.
Right.
And then he sucks because he's not prepared, right? Like, and I'm not even saying like he's not talented, but like you're throwing a kid into an impossible situation if you do that.
Correct.
An impossible situation. They're not good. He's coming in as a day 3 pick. Like, any rookie would suck in that situation. Any day 3 Pickett and thrown in there day 1 is a disaster. You don't do that. So let's say they throw him in there, and then he's terrible because he's just not ready.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he is somewhere, the team's awful. So, like, it doesn't go. Then the whole argument would have been, oh, well, they ruined him. They ruined him. They put him in there early, and the Browns did exactly what they should have done, which is start Flacco. So when they're 2-7, they can yank him out of the lineup and either let Gabriel and or Sanders get some starts. But, like, that's what you do. I don't see anybody freaking out right now if Tyler, if Tyler Shuck doesn't get the nod in New Orleans, and he was a 2nd-round pick, and he played in college for 26 years.
Right.
That man's on borrowed time.
Yeah.
He's 42 years old as a rookie. And I don't see one human being like, oh my God, they're going to start Spencer Rattler. Like, maybe.
Yeah, they might.
Like, he might be the best guy there. Like, it's the weirdest conversation, and it's just so disingenuous. That's why it pisses me off.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. It's just not. It's disingenuous, and that's what's so frustrating. But all right, a couple of deals were struck. A couple of deals were done. But in between the time we were recording the podcast, the Commanders and Terry McLaurin agreed to a 3-year extension worth up to $96 million. And on Monday, Trey Hendrickson agreed to a $30 million contract, a reworked contract for a 1-year, doing the Chris Jones route. Here's what Trey Hendrickson's doing, the 1-year prove-it deal. Let me see here if I have actually numbers. It's a $14 million raise, bringing his 2025 salary to $30 million. Yep. Do we have guarantees on that? Because I'm sure absolutely none of that is guaranteed. I'm not seeing guarantees right now, as of the time we're recording this podcast.
I'd imagine it hopefully has to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, you would think that like all of it would be guaranteed, but
I mean, I think it kind of has to be. But look, the Bengals ended up doing the middle ground here because they're like, we don't want to pay you long term, but we'll make you paid what you should be paid this year.
Yeah. So,
okay. The most hilarious possible outcome is that the Bengals tag him after the season. And then they're like, hey, guess what? Hopefully Hendrickson got it in his contract. He can't be tagged again. Or not again, I shouldn't say. They just can't be tagged.
You can't be tagged, yeah.
I guess, like, let me be careful how I phrase this. I understand why the Bengals didn't just sign him long term. It's because of the Bengals. They just didn't want to pay him.
Right.
But also, like, okay, so you guys can't play any defense with him. You're going to let this guy walk out the door. And what exactly? Joseph Osai and Shamar Stewart are going to come in here and wreck shop? Like, what?
Right.
Like, Shamar Stewart's been there basically for an hour now after that holdout that he had. We say this all the time, and I'm sure this comes off somewhat as like, oh, like Chiefs guys, ripping the Bengals. I honestly, I don't understand what that team does.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the story about them making Boomer Esiason pay his own way to the stadium?
I did not see that.
So they're having, get which game it's for. It's early in the year. But they're having a Ring of Honor night. Now, Esiason's already in the Ring of Honor. For anyone who knows who he was. He was a great quarterback for him. He won the 88 NFL MVP, led him to the Super Bowl. And so they invited him to go because I believe they're honoring Lamar Parrish, who was a terrific corner in the 70s, and Dave Lapham. And so they're like, listen, we'd love for you to come out, be part of the night. We got a block of rooms at the Renaissance that at a discounted rate for you to get. So they're not comping this guy, a Cincinnati Bengals Hall of Famer. They're not comping him the hotel room or the airfare, apparently, to get out there. They also said, look, no, sorry, can't give you a suite. We can give you 2 tickets in the stands. That's what they're comping him. 2 tickets in the seats.
What?
I'm not kidding. This is why the Bengals are the Bengals. This is why. This is why the Cincinnati Bengals are the Cincinnati Bengals. That is so embarrassing. All kidding aside, if you gave him first-class airfare, there and back, round trip, a really, really nice hotel room for 2 nights, and the suite, which, of course, he's going to share with like 10 other guys or whatever, right? Like,
For sure. Right.
What is that seriously going to cost you? Like a couple.
As an NFL franchise, you wouldn't think that would be very much relative.
That's like me leaving like a $10 tip at the diner.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it going to cost you? Like $3,000-$4,000 tops? Like if you set the guy up with like first class airfare, best hotel in the city, what could that possibly cost you? Like that's not even like hey, I'm Mike Brown and I have a cash flow problem. That's like I'm Mike Brown and I have really deep pockets and really short arms. What are we doing? That is unbelievable. That's like if in 20 years from now, not to equate Boomer size to Mahomes, but like for that franchise, he basically was.
For sure. Yeah. Is he their best franchise quarterback?
Him or Ken Anderson.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very similar. But like it's like if the Chiefs were like, hey, listen, we want to have Chris Jones back. Hey, Chris, can you pay for your airfare? And we're gonna put you up at, man, there's a joke just sitting there. There's a real good joke just sitting there about where they could put him up in. I'm not going to do it, okay? But like, we could put you up at like Independence, and I'll leave it at that. Like, we'll put you up in Independence, but you got to pay. But we'll knock off 10% because we got a block of rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, we'll sit you up in section 327,
right,
and get you an extra ticket. Hopefully, it doesn't rain. Good luck.
Up in Raytona Beach is where we'll put you.
I mean, it's like, what are we doing? Are you kidding me with it? It's the Bengals are just.
So I'm reading his quote here. This is from Yahoo Sports. Dylan Sabota wrote this. Shout out to Dylan Sabota for writing this. I guess he talked about it on his show, obviously, Boomer and Gio, and WFAN. And he said, I don't know how to take this invite, which, like, incredible way to start it. He had to RSVP by Friday, the 22nd. And this is when he was talking about it, right? And he was saying how, you and a guest can receive 2 complimentary tickets with an opportunity to purchase an additional one if you wish, is what the invite said. Esiason is one of 8 living Bengals Ring of Honor members. I saw that stat, and I thought that was kind of crazy that they only have 8 living Ring of Honor members.
Yeah, who are you putting in?
That's a great point.
Yeah,
Chad Johnson incoming.
Pickett's in there,
right?
Actually, God, now we're gonna go down the rabbit hole. I keep talking. I'm gonna look up who's in the Ring of Honor.
No, that's fine. Boomer Esiason also said, "You think I'm an elitist if I say no to go?" No, I don't think so. I don't think he's got every right to say no to that. He said, and they sent that out. What seems to me is an email that went to many people. You know, how many people are in a Ring of Honor now? 8. All right. So they should be getting different emails than this generic email. I'm not trying to stir the pot, but that's insulting. I agree. I think it is a bit insulting to your Ring of Honor. I think you could probably pull a few strings, right? If you are going to try to have a Hall of Fame induction in your stadium, you could probably bring back one of 8 living members, and that probably wouldn't kill you.
Dude, first of all, I just found something that's also as funny as all this. The Bengals have been a franchise since 1968. Okay, that's when they were an expansion team in the American Football League before they merged.
Right. Yes.
You know what year they started the Ring of Honor?
Oh gosh. 06.
2021.
No way.
Like Mike Brown just woke up one day like, wait a minute.
I thought 2026 was like ridiculous. Like it was like, no, they probably started before 06. But 2021, he's like, yeah, wait, I forgot the Ring of Honor.
shit.
That guy sucks, dude.
Like, how is that even possible? Like,
2021 is when they're like, yeah, we should probably honor our franchise history.
so you got, so Ken Riley, Anthony, who Hall of Fame corner, Anthony Munoz, maybe the greatest left tackle of all time, Paul Brown, owner and founder of the team, and their first coach for, I think, 8 years, and Ken Anderson with the inaugural 2021 class. Okay. Paul Brown is deceased, as unfortunately is I'll double check this. I don't want to put him in Brown. Paul Brown is deceased.
Yeah.
Let me just double check here real quick. Unfortunately, Ken Riley is also deceased, passed in 2020. So the other guys are all living because in 2022 they put in wide receiver Isaac Curtis and left tackle Willie Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Good players. Yeah.
Both guys, very good, but not yet in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Johnson in 2023.
Oh, good. I'm glad he's in.
Yeah. Well, thank God they created this for him. And then Boomer Esiason also in 2023. Tim Crumry, who was an excellent nose tackle, 2024 with Corey Dillon. Okay, so those are the 10 people in the Ring of Honor.
You're telling me the Ring of Honor is more recent than the pandemic? That is a ridiculous thing.
Like, and there are guys like, how is Bob Trumpy not in the Ring of, like, what? Like, Bob Trumpy was like a great tight end in the set. He's just not in. I mean, I could go through. I could be a nerd, go through a million, but like, this is ridiculous. Geno Atkins, I know he's like a recent player, like,
Right.
to be in.
Yeah.
Carson
Plummer. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
The only thing that'd be more hilarious is they started putting in like if like Burrow and Chase were this year. Like if they're just like, listen, we got to catch up.
That was a stipulation in their contracts. They had to be in the Ring of Honor.
That is unbelievable. 2021 for a franchise that's been around for like 60 years.
Yeah. That is crazy.
God bless the bank.
If you are traveling in for the weekend out of town, we have secured a block of rooms at the Renaissance Hotel in downtown Cincinnati at a preferred discount rate. Rooms are limited, so please book directly for the early and best rate. We look forward to hosting you in the jungle for an unforgettable weekend. Don't hesitate to reach out to me or another guy on the staff with questions. Thank you. And who did it first? Did the Bengals say who day first, or did the Saints say who dat first?
I want to say it was the Bengals.
Probably was. They're the older franchise, right?
Oh, the Saints are by a year.
Oh.
But, you know, we can get to the bottom of this. I'm sure people are really excited about that as they all
That's true.
Podcast. Who dat is a traditional chant of the New Orleans Saints, which became official in 1983, while Who Dey is the chant of the Cincinnati Bengals, gaining popularity around their 1981 season, likely stemming from a local brewery's name and a car dealership slogan.
I mean, come on. You can't make that shit up.
The Bengals are just rolling.
The Bengals are just...
That's incredible.
They make it so easy to shit on them.
Like, what is happening? This is just... Also, like, okay, yeah. So apparently there was a Who Dey beer.
Mm.
And also, like, I don't know which, by the way, the both chants are just ridiculous.
Yeah, they are.
Who Dey, everybody's day, considering that the Bengals never won a Super Bowl. Okay? Everybody. And who dat, like with the Saints outside of 1 year, also everybody. Have they
really only won one Super Bowl?
The Saints?
Yeah.
They've only been to one Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the only Super Bowl they won. I just figured they were like, they won one when I was like...
They're the worst franchise other than the Buccaneers ever, historically speaking.
Wow.
They did not have a winning season the first 20 years they existed.
Yeah, I guess the Archie Manning years were not kind to them.
No, they were not. Fun fact, first team that the Buccaneers ever beat in a regular season game, the Saints. They started out 0-26 and then beat the Saints. And you know who got fired for that game? Hank Stram.
Really?
Yep. Saints also happened to lose that game at home. Nice job by them.
Yikes.
Yeah.
They played Tulane Stadium. Were they at Tulane Stadium at that time?
Super Bowl. A few years into the Super Bowl.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the Bengals just make it. They just make it too easy.
I still can't believe they started this thing in 2021.
That is actually the most insane thing. They're just like, you know what? I kind of want to know. We probably don't have time to find it on the podcast. Truthfully, what would be the other team that was like close to like starting it? You know,
that and just like, was Mike Brown like diametrically opposed to it? Like for years, or did he just wake up one day and go to like a stadium and say, "Hey, who the hell's like? What are all these names with the years after them on the front of the stadium rings?" You know,
I like to think that Mike Brown had the idea where he was like, "I have this idea that we could like put the names of players up on our stadium that were really good." Yeah.
Oh my God, man! Like, what are we doing? Like, I feel like you went to Arrowhead and saw the names, and he's like, "Wait a minute, like, what's that all about?" So
this was 2021. This would have been the year that they beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, right? That would have been the season.
Yep.
So it wouldn't have been like after they beat them. I'm like, hey, that's a good idea. Let's nab that one.
It's not the worst. Like anybody says, has anybody else done this? It's like, yeah, actually, yes. Yeah, every team in the league has done this.
Yeah.
The Bengals are just amazing.
I am looking now. There's this article I found published on September 9th, 2023. Does your NFL team have a Ring of Honor? Here's how it works.
Who published this?
Yeah, ESPN, NFL Nation. So this must have been one of those where they had
they were really fighting for traffic that day.
Yeah, it was September though. I mean,
they shouldn't have been fighting for traffic. That's not good news for the industry.
The Bills have a Wall of Fame. They don't have a Ring of Honor. Weirdos.
Well, I can tell you right now, I've been to that stadium, and they quietly scraped off one name. Hey, let's retire some other guy's name quick. Like, all right, get the Lamalure in there. Like, all right.
Actually, you guys can wear 32 now. Actually, that number is the Bears don't have a Ring of Honor or a Hall of Fame. I'm seeing, according to this article from 2023.
But by the way, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 retired numbers.
Get fucked. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah. The Bengals have one retired number. And there's got to be a reason. I don't like to make fun of this because there's got to be a reason.
Yeah, we got to be careful. Just like last week on
there should be though. No, this guy's still alive. So no, like Bob Johnson was a linebacker for them. Played 12 years. He was an AFL All-Star as a rookie, but then that was it.
Maybe like the Nick Collison thing, right? They retired him for averaging 2 points a game. He was Mr. Thunder.
That's got to be it. It's got to be like
just because he was there.
And then he became a radio analyst. Like, all right, cool, whatever. But the Chiefs have retired a lot of numbers.
The Raiders don't have a Ring of Honor. Yeah, the Chiefs have retired way too many. I'll be honest. The Raiders do not have a Ring of Honor or a Team Hall of Fame either.
They've also never retired a number.
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
You know what? I respect that. The Rams, the current iteration of the franchise, does not have a Ring of Honor. The Rams established a Ring of Fame. That's a bad name. During their 21 years in St. Louis, and it had 13 players in it, 3 owners, and Coach Dick Vermeil between 1999 and 2011. But since the Rams are now share SoFi Stadium with the Chargers in Los Angeles, they are wrestling with how to best salute the past legends.
Well, I mean, to be fair, tell the Chargers, like, hey, win something before you get a Ring of Honor.
That's a really good point. But potential options include hanging a banner or graphics on one side of the digital advertising. God, that's gross. Ring of Honor is still in limbo there.
That's like when I was at Devils. When I was a kid, I went to Devils games, and the Devils had won all these Stanley Cups, and they had these walls of banners, like Atlantic Division champs, Stanley Cup champ, and then like they go look to the other side of the stadium, and the Nets played there, and it was like Buck Williams' number and like some dusty banner from like 1987 when they won a playoff game.
Yeah.
This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. By the way, a quick note here. I'm sure we can wrap soon, but
Oh yeah.
the Raiders and Cowboys don't traditionally retire numbers. One other team doesn't either. Atlanta.
Really?
It's like, what? Like, are there a lot of guys that are going to be taking up numbers? Like, we can't have that happen. I feel like the Falcons guys, it's safe. You could retire a few numbers.
Right. I think so too. There's some pretty. You usually get like Ring of Honor, Hall of Honor.
Yeah.
There's some names, but like there's some Miami Dolphins honor roll that sucks.
That's also hilarious. Like that's what you get like when you're not that smart in school. But like I know I spent a lot of time in the honor roll, and every once in a while I'll travel to the high honor roll when Jim was really good that semester. You brought up the old average.
They the San Francisco 49ers have named their Hall of Fame after Edward DiBartolo Sr.
Yeah, former owner. Yeah, Bartolo.
Yeah. Those are the names that I that popped to me when I was perusing this article. I do love that the Los Angeles Chargers Hall of Fame. They do have a Chargers Hall of Fame. They have like a section of just like the name of it, how voting works, and if there's like a glaring omission, none. None glaring omission for the Chargers.
We've thought of everybody.
I mean, we got it. The Chiefs one, this was written by Adam Teicher, obviously. Obviously, if you guys don't know how the Chiefs Hall of Fame works, they only do one player every year, which like is going to be a real pain in the ass when we get to these guys. I mean,
yeah.
Oof. There's how it works is there's a small group of like team officials and former players who discuss candidates, one selected each year. The final decision rests with Chairman Clark Hunt. The glaring omission, Adam Teicher says, former GM Carl Peterson. I don't know if I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think I agree with that.
I'd be irate if they put Carl Peterson in there.
I started, I've talked about the video that I've been working on, like still trying to write the script on about like the trade history. It made me realize that maybe he wasn't such a good GM.
He drafted Derek Thomas, who anyone alive.
That helps.
Fine. Yeah, it's like giving the Bengals credit for drafting Burrow. Like, yeah, he drafted Burrow. No kidding. Yeah. My daughter would have drafted Burrow.
Right. He was the clear-cut number one pick.
It's not like let's breathe a little bit.
He was the starting quarterback on the best college offense of literally all time.
1,000 yards on a national championship team, 60 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure they were going to take him. Yeah, pretty good bet.
Pretty young.
Let's all calm down about taking him number one. Like, oh man, great move. Like, right. Sure.
I just had a video sent across my desk that we might have to divulge into another time, but I think that's gonna do it for this edition of That Football Show. I think we've overstayed our welcome.
I don't know how people are gonna react to this episode, quite frankly, but
I'll figure it out. I think the title of this podcast, and people will obviously know by the time that they're listening because they clicked on it, is going to be like, the Chiefs roster decisions are boring, or
honest God, the title should be like, are the Bengals awake?
And then in parentheses, no.
Yeah. Like we try to take a deep dive to find out if the Bengals are maybe not with us any longer as a franchise, considering it took them to 2021 to realize that you could have a ring of honor in a league that most had a ring of honor for about 50 years running now.
Except the fucking Raiders. Idiots.
Well, the Raiders also should. The Raiders and the Chargers have no right to have a ring of honor.
Yeah. Somehow they do, though. Somehow the Chargers do. Who's the other one that didn't have one? Oh, the Bears. Yeah, see, again.
Another team that has no right to have one.
That makes sense.
40 years running.
All right. That's going to do it for That Football Show. Thank you guys for hanging out all the way to the end of the podcast. To appreciate our fine folks at Ben Holiday Bottle and Bond Bourbon, Holiday Distillery. Thank you. We'll be out there for week 2 watch party, Kansas, Mizzou out there. Matt Miller will be there, friend of the program. He will be out there. We'll be hanging out there watching Mizzou beat Kansas more than likely. So for Matt Verderame, I'm Tucker Franklin. Make sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button for one Ring of Honor Every time you hit the like, one team gets a ring of honor. Just like every time you ring a bell, an angel gets its wings. Every time you hit the like button, the Bengals get a member in the ring of honor. So that's going to do it for us. We'll be back on Friday. Set your calendars. Mark your calendars. We'll be back on Friday for a Friday edition of that football show. We're gonna have to get to some beef and bozos of the week. We got those submissions piling up, so we're gonna have to get to those.
We'll knock some of those out.
We will. So link in the description. Obviously, you can hit us up there. Appreciate all of the support. We will be back on Friday. We'll see you then.